so much of the advice we have heard is just not true or it's not applicable. You know, I saw people going on TV saying, don't spend money on lattes. And I bet everybody watching this has heard someone tell them, cut back $3 a day, 700 years from now, you can have $100,000 in the bank. And I would look at my friends, we're like, who wants to live like that? Why do we say we want to do something and yet we don't? That question fascinates me. Why do we claim we want to lose weight, but we don't track our food or go work out? Why do we claim, especially in our 40s, that money is the most concerning thing, and yet most of us have never read one book on money? Why? If you take any personal finance book, I challenge anyone, go to a bookstore, look at the first chapter of any money book. Do you know what it tells you to do?
Save.
It says, pull out all your receipts from the last year. Let's figure out, let's make a budget. Where are you spending your money? And you know what people do? They go, no, that sounds horrible. Let's put this back on the shelf. People do not want to know where their money is because they know that they're probably doing something wrong. And if there's one thing humans are really good at, it is avoiding pain. So people don't understand where their money's going. That's okay. We can get to that later. But that's not the first thing you start with. It's like you wouldn't take someone who wants to lose 100 pounds and start benching 225. That would make no sense. You want to start off gradually, meet them where they are and work from there. So with people and money, they don't really want to sit there and fiddle with it and have to spend hours a day tracking a budget. What they want is for it to go where it needs to go and for them to be able to go out and spend on the things they love. It's pretty much that simple. If you try to give people these things that require them to cut back on $3 lattes for the rest of their life, they're just gonna go, that doesn't sound that good to me, no thanks. This idea that one day I will have enough money to do what I truly want. And the idea is one day I will finally go to the gym. One day I will finally travel. One day I will finally do all these hobbies. It's living life serially, like as if you're gonna do A, then B, then C. As you get older, the ability, the muscle to do those things atrophies. You don't turn 65 and then suddenly become an adventurous traveler. And you don't become 65 and suddenly say, yeah, I'm gonna change my life about this. Now you could, but it's prohibitively difficult. And so what I would rather do is say, I wanna live a life today where I'm earning more, I'm spending time on fitness, I'm traveling, family, and I actually think that society has started to tell us you can't do that. They've actually lowered the standards. You should just be happy you have a job. Forget about retirement. That's not even gonna be around when you retire. Instead, what we can do is to say, you know what, I'm taking back control. I'm gonna surround myself with people who are into self-development, who are successful, and I'm gonna see the secret skills and habits that they use, and I'm gonna adopt them for myself. When you ask people, what does rich mean? The answers are so fascinating. So first off, they say, I wanna pay off all my debt. And I just think to myself, if that is your dream, it's no wonder you're not living a rich life. Because who gets motivated by saying, I wanna go from -10 to 0? 0 is not aspirational. It may be if you're in that time period, but dream bigger. There's more to life than being at 0 debt. The second answer I get is $1 million. Where'd that number come from? Like, are you 20? Are you 50? Do you live in Manhattan? Do you live in Kansas? Clearly that number's just picked out of thin air. And you know, the third is just, I wanna do what I want when I want. And again, when I ask them what, they haven't really dialed it in. When I think about a rich life, what I encourage people to do is to get super specific. And so when people say, my rich life is, like, I like to eat out. I say, awesome, you like to eat out, I love that. What would you do if you could quadruple your spending on that? And this is called a money dial. It's like a stereo dial. You could turn that dial up. They go, I would eat out 4 times a week. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. They always go linearly, as if they would do the thing they love and then they would do it 4 times more. And I ask them, where do you eat out? And they'll be like, Chipotle. I'm like, you're spending 2 times, 4 times, 10 times more on that money dial, that thing you love. Are you still gonna be eating at Chipotle? And you can see their eyes go like this because they've never considered that the money lens through which they're viewing the world might change.